Cool. Got it. Admitting everyone. Hey, welcome. Hi, Anthony. Hi, Nadia. Familiar faces. Hi, Alicia. Et René, bien sûr. Salut. Hey, Nancy.
Hello.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this closing session. Come on, join the screen. We want to see you. Again, this will be recorded, but only the speakers will be shown. So, hey, feel free to join us as we want to see your energy. Giving an extra minute. And if you want to look at the waiting room, I know people are still stepping in and I can remove it. Fantastic. So, hey, let's get started. I know still the last one. We can go over time, but we have a lot of things to be talking about. So I just want to welcome every power skiller, and thank you so much for being with us all week. I know it's been one hell of a session, one hell of a week with a lot of sessions and a lot of learning and connection. So I hope you're still in.
I'll have the camera on if you come in the room.
Thank you, Phil, here muting. So I hope everyone is still in top shape. If not, we're going to be waking you up with the energy bomb here, Reem. And we didn't choose her for nothing as a closing session because we want to get you excited and active for the weekend. So while everyone is setting up and ready to close Power Skills with us, I just want to test your participation skills, see if you want to just write a quick word in the chat. Normally we ask you where you're coming from, what you want to learn today, how you're feeling, but hey, today just write whatever, whatever you feel comfortable, and we're going to be happy. Feel free to also share your LinkedIn, share any way you want to connect with each other. This is really the main goal of Power Skills. It's to learn, but also to connect multiple communities together. So merci infiniment tout le monde. Gracias a todo el mundo también. I saw a lot of people joining us from Mexico in a lot of the session. And as I'm saying, this is the last session of the last day of Power Skill, which was brought to you by McGill University School of Continuing Studies and the Career Advising and Transition Services. So this, this is already the end. We're going to be doing a closing toast, and a lot of people will be joining throughout the session, as there's still other sessions going at the same time. So before we start, I just wanted to play a quick video that would pay respect to the land and communities on which we are today. And this is also part of our bicentennial celebration. So McGill is celebrating 200 years, hard to believe. So it's already been 200 years. So here you go. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening to this great video. I hope you all enjoyed it. And again, I know that we were hesitating at the beginning. We had the elder do a proper opening, but we wanted to go even further and really make sure that we're adapting and adding it to each session, as it is something that is very important. We welcome you all to learn, discover. There's a lot of resources online to learn how to add this to your meetings, to your webinars, to your events, and learn more about these communities who were there before, who are sharing their land. Okay, great. So here I'm just muting anyone as they speak. So my name is Nayo Gariepi. I'm a career advisor and part of the incredible Career Advising and Transition Services team, also known as CATS. I have my incredible colleague here with me, Diana, who was the one in charge of doing the amazing promotional video that you must have all seen going through social media, and which we're going to be sharing with you also at the end. So if you want to say a quick word.
Thank you, Nayo. I feel like my team is my family. They are so proud of my work all the time. Thank you, Nayo. Thank you, everyone. Welcome.
Thank you, Deanna. And she's going to be also helping out in the chat. So thank you. Now, I think I've spoken enough. So just before saying, as you saw, it's live, it's recorded. Please share with as many people as you want. Strangers in the street, people in the metro. Many people have to learn this mastery skill. So now is the time to introduce a guest of honor and someone I admire a lot. I got to know her since the first edition of Power Skills. And here I'm going to be reading her bio for many of you who don't know her. She's just an incredible person, devoted, passionate, and you'll get the chance to know more about it in a couple of minutes. So Reem is a professional learning and development expert with many years of experience at top international companies in different countries. Shifting from an operations management background in hospitality, Reem has found herself passionate about training, coaching, mentoring, speaking, and career development. She's an accredited life and executives coach, as well as the founder of the Coaching Support Group Montreal. Reem is also an active leader with Toastmasters International, a public speaking champion, and a speaking mentor, among many other things. So, hey, let's give her a warm welcome and let Reem close this session.
Thank you very much, Neo, for this introduction. And thank you, Diana. And thank you, everyone, for taking the time to be here today. As Neo has introduced me, my name is Reem, and I am quite an energetic person. So before we start off with anything for today, I want to tell you a little secret. You see me looking good right now, but I'm in my peaches down below. So don't shy away from opening up your cameras, because this is going to be a highly engaging and interactive workshop today. Doesn't matter how you look like, if you're in your pajamas, you're in your bedroom, you're in the toilet, you're in your car, you're all welcome here today to open up your cameras, show us your faces, because you're going to be actively engaged into this workshop. So let's get this party started by sharing my screen and telling me, everyone, if you are able to have a look at my presentation with a big thumbs up and a round to go. Amazing. I'm going to give you all a few seconds. Get yourself prepped up and open up your camera so that we can all share ahead for today's session. Feel free to engage with me at any moment on the chat box, because I would love to hear from you as well. Hi, everyone. Thank you for opening up your cameras. So what are we going to talk about today? Self-mastery. I see that there's a lot of people coming here from all around the world, and I'm believing that each and every one of you today is thinking, what is he going to talk about? Self-mastery? What's that? How can I do it? Show me with raise of hands or thumbs up if you can do with the reactions, or even on the chat box. When was the last time you mastered something in your life? Just one thing. Think about it. When was the last time? With the raise of hands. Today, I mastered something new in my life. Anyone? Today? No wins? Thumbs of hands? How about the past week? Alicia, I see you. Wonderful. How about the past week? Something new that you mastered, you were in control of, you were powerful about. This week? No, maybe. I see you, Diana. So when you think about self-mastery, it doesn't really have to be mastering your entire life. What we're going to focus on today is that your life is 24 hours on repeat. So if we can start off by mastering the 24 hours of the day, trust me, you don't have to think about anything else. And that's what we're going to focus on today. And it's such a pleasure to be here with each and every one of you, sharing from my own experience about mastering my own life. We're going to start by engaging a bit and interacting all together. How many of you are familiar with Tony Robbins' work? Wonderful. So we're going to do a technique that is used usually in Tony Robbins' Unleash the Power Within exercises, which is priming. You know, whenever you want to start an exercise, you want to start change, you prime, which means you put everything in order, you prepare. I would like to call each and every one of you to sit up straight with me right now. If you feel like opening your cameras, you can do that. And just put your hands in this shape. Very simply, just put your hands in that shape. And now all you have to think is that I am going to create my own energy. And you're going to put your hands up, and then when you go down, you will blow out some air. You will exhale. And that's it, on repeat. I see you. Try it again. Keep going. We're priming the energy. We're putting some energy inside of us. Let's get this party rolling. Amazing. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. 3 more times. 2, 1. Rest. Now, inhale deeply and exhale softly. What we just did was we have prepared our brain to be fully focused into this specific moment to grasp all the learnings that we're going to take today. And I invite each and every one of you to do this exercise to prime yourself whenever you want to start mastering something new in your life. Now that you're all ready, let's begin with the presentation that I have for you today and the information. By the end of today's talk, you will be able to have built the right pathway to self-mastery, and we'll dive a bit deep into that. You will acquire a free guide that I will share with you throughout the whole talk on building your own personal development plan that you can apply into your life. And then finally, and most importantly, what we want today is that each and every one of you stop saying, I'm busy, and shift from the mindset of busy to productive life. And that's going to be the outcome for each and every one of you after attending today's talk. So show me some thumbs up. Who's excited for the outcomes? Amazing. I'm excited for you guys as well. This has been life-changing for me personally. Let me start off by sharing something that I have learned throughout my journey when I started learning about self-mastery. The key to mastery in anything is actually practice. You know the saying, practice makes perfect. But the more we think about this is that it's not only about the idea of practice, it's about the idea of mastering. So whatever we're going to talk about today, I want you to keep in mind, this is not something that you will be doing in one session or 1 hour. This is something that you would want to apply into your day-to-day lifestyle. This is something that you want each and every day to include for yourself. Think about this quote with me for a second. People are just as happy as they make up their minds to be. Who out of you today chooses to be happy? Say I. Who chooses to be happy today? I choose to be happy. I see you, Renee. I see you, Bashir. Great. You choose to be happy. Neo, I see you choose to be happy. All right. I see some people who are choosing to be happy today. Now, if I choose to be happy today, does that mean that I also choose to be unhappy whenever I am unhappy? How come when we are feeling so good, we take ownership for it, we take responsibility? I choose to be good today. I choose to be happy today. And the other days where we don't feel so good, we blame it on external circumstances. We blame it on the outside. Now, today we're going to start shifting that thought. Instead of me saying all the time, I choose to be happy today, but on other days, it's not me. Let's shift into thinking, I choose on a daily basis. Now, self-mastery is our destiny. We are destined to master our life. And part of the research that I've been doing with Maslow is that you want to be the best. We naturally want to live the best life. We want to have the best life. And every time you don't achieve the best, or you don't go after the best, what you're doing is actually you're not fulfilling your own destiny. How many of you today think that they don't know what their purpose is in life? I don't know what my purpose is in life. I don't know what I need to do. I don't know what my mission is. I don't know what my main goal is. Many people say that I really don't know. Well, I'm here to tell you, your only mission in life, your only purpose in life is to live a life that is well mastered in your own way, is to live a life that you can take control of. That's your mission. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. We have this internal, intrinsic motivation to do that. So how do we start? This is going to be a path that we'll take together. Self-mastery is actually an orientation that we choose by holding myself towards a commitment that I want to develop, that I want to continuously grow. And in order for me to be able to do that, the one thing that I have to do is to start thinking about the difference between growth and safety. So let's take a second here. Drop me in the chat box. What do you think is growth? What is growth for you? What would growth mean for you? Go ahead, drop in the chat box. What does growth mean for you? Take your time. We have all the time in the world. We're the closing session today. Improving, learning new things, taking risks, yes, expanding your knowledge. Change is growth. I like that. Constant learning and improvement, fulfillment. So as I can see here, growth for you is something that does not have limit. It's infinite. Now let's go to the other one. What about safety? What is safety for each and every one of you? What does safety mean for you? Go ahead, take a thought. What is safety for you? Comfort, stability, consistency. That is very true. Security. All right. So doing what is known, staying in the comfort zone, that is safety for you. Well, for each and every one of you to know, based on psychology of being research that's been done recently, we are all wired into our minds to have these two basic needs. We have the need for growth and we have the need for safety. And yet, of such powerful needs that we have, they are such opposing forces that lead us into conflict. And that's why sometimes we procrastinate. Do I want to go for growth or do I want to go for safety? And this is why a lot of times you feel yourself that you're stuck. I'm stuck in that moment because I can't choose. Do I want to go for my growth need and feed that need in my life? Or I want to go for my safety need and feed that need? So take a second today and realize between you and yourself, which of these two are you focusing on? Because what you will focus on will guide the direction of your life. Safety is to believe you can take care of yourself. That's a good one, Renee. That's a very good point. However, I can also take care of myself with growth. I can grow and develop myself, and that is part of self-care. So keeping that in mind, keep that thought in mind right now. We're going to stick to it as we go through our presentation for the day. What we focus on will direct our life. So next time you feel that you want to get on this hamster wheel of the hustle life, as I call it, you say that, oh, I want to do so many things in my life. I want to achieve so many things. I have a full bucket list. Think again, which of these two you want to satisfy yourself? If you want to go for growth, then you can start putting the plan, and we're going to talk about it, and focus on that, and it will direct your life. If you want to focus on safety, then don't fall into the trap of thinking that you're not enough, that you are not worthy, because that is a need for you, and that is a human need that you also need to satisfy. So who agrees with what I'm saying right now? Give me a thumbs up. who can relate to what's happening here? I see you. Thank you very much for sharing. We're going to take on a lot of questions, by the way, at the end of today's presentation. So feel free to drop down what questions do you have so that we can take them. So let's think of it this way. It all starts with self-actualization. I start to realize on myself, all right, so which need am I satisfying? Then we will go on a self-discovery journey. What do I have? What can I offer? And develop them until you reach the self-mastery point. So whoever is going to tell you, wake up in the morning, take a cold shower, read a book and go for a run, and this is what you will do to be successful, you can simply tell them, this works for you, it doesn't have to work for me. Self-mastery is very subjective. And that's what we're going to discover together today. Let's start off with some of the 10 self-mastery secrets that I have personally seen with high achieving peak performance individuals that I've worked with. And one of the main drivers that we've noticed is that there's always resistance towards self-actualization. There's always this resistance that, what if I cannot reach to that point that I want to go for? What if I don't have what it takes? And so on this journey that you will be taking, the first step is to accept your resistance. Tell yourself, I have some resistance towards this. And that's okay, by the way, because no one is going to be able to push forward if they don't realize that there's something that's pulling backwards. So one of the very first steps is to start realizing this. By the way, to each and every person who's watching this, who's attending with us today, make sure that you stay until the end, because I will give you all of my secrets that I'm mentioning right now in a guide, free, that you can download, and you can really read everything about this and do it at yourself and make it at home and create your own self-mastery plan. So don't worry about it for now, just enjoy and engage with me here. Step number 2, create a compelling vision. Now, you all know that if you don't have a direction, if you don't have a vision, you don't know how to get there. It's like you're going in a car and you don't really know where you're going. You end up just wandering around and around. But you're going to think and ask me now, but Reem, I don't know what my vision is. I've asked myself over and over again. I've talked with many people in my life. I've spoken with many coaches that didn't really help me out. And I still don't know what my vision is. So here, you're gonna have to step backwards and think about happiness. Pure happiness. What makes you happy at that moment? Whatever it is that you're doing. If it is running, if it is practicing a certain sport, if it is playing a certain instrument, it could be talking to someone. It could be sitting by yourself, whatever it is, could be cooking, whatever it is. The vision that you have for your life will not come to you as a vision. It will come to you as a feeling. And that's how you need to start. Start with the feelings that come out, the emotions that come out. They are the warning signs that you want to look at. So next time you think to yourself, okay, I don't know what I need to do. I don't have a vision. I've worked on it. I can't figure it out. Start with these small steps of really seeing what ignites the fire in you. I can see some people nodding their heads. I'm loving the fact that you're agreeing with this. I'll shift to number 3 and I'll tell you about number 3 later on, but this one played a big role for me personally. Commit a long-term practice. So once we're going to start with the self-mastery journey, it's not going to happen, as I said, on a one-day basis. This is something that needs to be a lifestyle. So today, take a second back and give yourself a promise that I choose, as we said in the beginning, to live a life of self-mastery. This is a choice that you're going to make. This is a promise that you're going to make to yourself today. We'll talk about this in a few. I want to run as well through the rest of the points to tell you more about them. Number 4, expect backsliding. Show of hands, thumbs up, whatever you feel like. How many of you have started something, new habit, new project, new work, whatever it is, and after a couple of days, you went back and stopped it? Just let it go. Yeah, it happens to me all the time. I go to the gym 2 times, and then the rest of the week, I drop out. I start a new habit 3-4 times a week, and then I drop out. So this is something that continuously seems to be happening with me, and I was very frustrated. I would beat myself up saying that, what is wrong with me? I should have more motivation. Let me listen to these motivational videos. Let me put myself on track. But I'll tell you one thing. When I expected that I will have some backsliding, and when I set my goals, I put the room for the backsliding, it kind of was easier for me to follow on them. I'll give you an example. Before, I used to say, I'm going to work out 7 days a week. That's my goal. I'm going to do it. Now, I tell myself, I'm going to work out 4 out of 7 days a week. And then by the end of the week, I just need to make sure that I have accomplished the 4. So what I did is I allowed myself to have 3 days that would randomly be backsliding for me. That's a good start for you if you want to start mastering something into your life without feeling the shame of not being able to accomplish it fully. Be realistic, yes. Someone has any question? I see, would anyone like to drop in a question? Move forward. Give me a thumbs up. I see you. All right. Number 5, live by the principle of moderation. So when we talk about self-mastery, we do not talk about perfection. I'm going to say it again. There is no room for perfection. I'm sorry to say it. No one has a perfect life. No one. Not even Oprah, not even Warren Buffett, not even the biggest names. No one has a perfect life. But they have, yes, thank you very much, Renee. They have a stretch zone. They have a zone that they allow themselves to have a moderation in. They allow themselves to go back and forth from something. And that's the secret to it, basically. That is the secret to it. Can you imagine? This is what will make you keep going, understanding that, okay, I allow myself plus or minus. This allowing for moderation will allow you as well to keep going and to reach more and more gradually. Again, to everyone who's listening right now, I'm mentioning these to you quickly and briefly. We're going to have an open Q&A at the end. Don't worry about it. And all of this is written in details for you to dive more into them. Number 6, who out of you laughs on yourself? Like you just laugh about yourself. You do something silly, you laugh about yourself. You fall on the floor, you laugh about yourself. Tell me, show me raise of hand. Who does this usually? Like you laugh about, yeah, I see you, everyone. I personally, most of the times, I laugh about myself. And a lot of times I just see myself as silly, very clumsy. Once you start lightening up, and don't take yourself too seriously, because I want to share with you one thing. Life is not that serious, guys. It's not. With a second, you can lose it. And that's the beauty about it, is because once I understand that, I would see that, why was I so worried about this? Why did I want it to be perfect? And then step by step, you will allow yourself to accept more. And this will be the concept of abundance that later on I'm going to talk about as well, is accepting things because you are so light. Nothing is as serious as it would come. Someone mentioned I'm much too serious. One thing that allowed me to break my own personal seriousness is every time I would ask someone, or I would ask my partner, what do you find funny about me? And then they would tell me all the things that they find funny about me. Now, in the beginning, my ego would tell me, oh, what are you saying? Is this about me? I'm this way. But then I started to see myself from an outside point of view. So the ego stops. And then you, as an identity, see yourself differently. So try it out. Next time you're with someone that you trust, you love, you care about, that loves you and cares about you as well, ask them, like, what's the funniest thing you've seen me done? And then see yourself from their eyes. Notice how light you can be as well. Thank you very much for mentioning that. I'm going to move forward to number 7, and I will relate it to number 3, which is the long-term practice, and really, really advise you today to think about mini goals. Very simple. As I started in the beginning, your life is 24 hours on repeat. That's your life. It's the 24 hours we are in right now, every single day. So if I can put some mini goals for myself today, in this 24 hours, imagine how much impact and power this could have on my life. We've heard a lot of stories of people who have been through traumatic events in their lives. Traumatic events, either in their personal lives, in their professional lives, in any aspect that they've been through. And they can say that having this mindset in place, that I will master today and only today, help them overcome these obstacles. So imagine how powerful this could be. They are the baby steps that will lead you to the bigger goals. Yes, they are the steps that will lead you to the life that you're going for. Number 8, cultivate physical energy. You saw what we did in the beginning of the session today. We did the priming exercise. We got physical. We moved. We tried to bring some physical energy in. Every single time you want to master the mind, you have to think again, how am I going to master the body? Motion drives emotion. If I feel down right now, I'm in a posture that's down. I feel sluggish. I feel tired. I will show it in my body. So one thing that could really push forward for self-mastery is just get up. I know you've heard this 1,000 times. Trust me, people, I've heard this 1,000 times and I used to ignore it. But think of it this way right now. We're all sitting in this room, this virtual room. If we all stand up right now, what energy will we feel? If we all get up and move and walk, how different would you feel? That's from this very small movement. So in order for you to cultivate that kind of energy, remember always that motion will drive your emotion and thus will drive your self-mastery. I'm going to move forward. Number 9. If anyone has any questions, please drop them ahead my way on the chat. I know you're all engaged in this and you're really enjoying the conversation. We're going to open up for later on to discuss as well. 9, be honest with yourself and only with yourself. Because many times I would make a promise for myself. Tomorrow I will achieve. I will do it. I watch these videos. And then I just don't keep up my promise. So even if you want to show others that you've done it, good for you. But please be honest with yourself. Tell yourself, I don't feel like it. I genuinely don't. But what can I do to improve? What is it as a solution? Once you start being honest with yourself, you will push more achievable goals. And we'll talk about that as well in a few. So this is number 9. And number 10 is rituals. We're going to talk about this. You have no idea how much rituals can help in achieving self-mastery. When I say rituals, by the way, please don't get me wrong. Don't go ahead right now and read all the books that tell you sleep at 5 p.m. and wake up at I don't know what time and eat this kind of food and do this kind of. Yes, they are amazing. Yes, they are excellent. Yes, they could work, but doesn't have to be specifically for each and every one of you. So when you think about rituals, think about what serves me best. I'm going to repeat this and you can write it down. What serves me best? If waking up early in the morning serves me towards my self-mastery, be my guest. But if it doesn't, and something else serves you, then don't go following the crowd. That's not where you will master yourself. That's where you will master others. Think about it. We're going to move forward now. I will open the room for everyone who's with us. Go ahead, drop me in the chat box, open up your cameras. Hi, everyone who just joined in. What questions do you have so far that you want me to also tackle later on? Hi, Emily, I can see you. Hi, everyone. Go ahead. If you have any challenges, if you have any questions, what challenges are you facing today with this? Let's share together and let's open up a quick 1 minute time for you all to just drop in.
Fantastic here. So here I did receive a private question here. So as a Lebanese, I sometimes find it hard, tend to give up because I feel like whatever I do will go in vain. How can I improve past this?
Yeah, I can really relate on that as well, because right now many countries, especially in Lebanon, is going through some difficult timings. What I can tell you from experience and knowledge, what can keep you going is a simple exercise that I do every single day. This is part of it. I will answer you, Anna, on the empowering rituals. One of the empowering rituals that I do every day is that I ask myself, and I literally get a pen and paper and I draw it. What can I control today? And what can I not control today? So for example, if you are in a country right now that is facing some challenges, that you are in an environment that is toxic for you, there are some things that are a bit out of your control. I write them down. These are the things that no matter how much I try, no matter how much I cry, I will not be able to do anything about it. And then I look at what I can control. So with this habit, with this ritual, I'm being able to shift my focus without being inconsiderate. I don't want you guys to go into La La Land and tell yourself, oh, I'm in control. Nothing is happening around me. Life is good. No, we are still in a pandemic. There are problems that are happening in the world. We need to consider that. However, today in this 24 hours, what is it that I can really control? And always think that 3 is the magic number. I always say that. 3 main things that I can control today. Shift your focus on that. We can talk more on that question. Thank you very much for that question as well. I want to dive deep into that. And Anna, I want to dive deep into what are my own empowering rituals and share them with you. I would love to. And thank you everyone for dropping in and sharing with me your questions. I have a question for you right now. Ever heard of the term serial procrastinator? No. Yes. Yeah. I myself recently learned it. You see this guy in the box over there on his Zoom, you know, and everything around him is on fire, and he's thinking to himself, "Oh, this is fine. This is fine. I'm delayed on all of my emails today. I'm delayed on all of my work today. It's totally fine." This was personally me. And I'll be very honest with you. This is me sometimes still. Going back to being authentic with yourself, being honest with yourself. Yes, sometimes who people think that I'm the guru of productivity, I myself procrastinate. The secret about this is, what is the percentage of my good days compared to the percentage of my not so good days? If I am on a roll of a 70-30, 80-20, I allow myself for 20% of my time or 20% of my days to slack around, to give myself some break, to do some self-care, allow myself to not think about anything, then you're starting to master it. That's the way that we're going to start thinking about it. And in order for us to shift forward, I'm going to start talking about something we call the PDP, or the Personal Development Plan. Any one of you have ever done a PDP, maybe in your workplace, they've done it for you on a personal level. Have you ever tried to do a personal development plan? Raise of hands, share with me. I see some yeses coming up. Is it new for you? Anyone never heard about the personal development plan? It is similar to a vision mission, yes. It does include your vision mission, but it also includes some sort of a plan. I love the fact that many people don't know about this, because then it leaves some room for us to speak about it. So the PDP, or Personal Development Plan, is a plan that you start to do for yourself in order to put on what are the categories you want to focus on developing in your life. As the name says, it's a personal development plan. Many companies and corporates that I've personally worked with, we used to do a personal development plan or a professional development plan for our employees. For example, you start off in a junior position for 2 years. After you take all of these courses and you do some mentoring or coaching with our seniors, you will shift to a mid-level position. Then you will need to attend a certain training and you will go into a senior level. Ever heard of something similar to that before in companies?
Yeah.
Yes, I hear
Yeah.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is what we're talking about. If I can do this
Hola,
in a
Oscar, ¿qué
company,
tal? Mucho gusto, qué gusto de
then
escuchar.
definitely I can do this in a setup for myself. So what I'm doing right now, go ahead, everyone, go to the chat box, click on the link that I'm sending you right now and open the link as we are talking together. You can see me opening the link as well with you all. Once you reach to this link, all you have to do is just drop your information and then automatically you will receive the link or the free ebook that I'm mentioning to you that you can use to build your own PDP. You will receive a link and then you can download it. Feel free not to do so, by the way. We're just talking about it right now. In this ebook that I'm sending you right now, there are 7 main steps to start with your PDP, to start with your personal or professional development plan. And within each step, I have clearly identified for you how you can discover your own vision, as you can see in step number 2, and then start creating the positive practices in your life that will lead you to mastering yourself. Now, if we didn't have a time limit, I would have went through each and every point for you today. However, I want to share with you what was the points or the steps that personally made the biggest difference for me. Step number 1 was learn the human potential landscape. This is something, by the way, each and every one of you should start learning. What is my potential? Understand my potential. What is my potential? If I am a good speaker, that doesn't mean that each and every one of you today needs to be a good speaker. You are better than me in so many things. Let me understand what is my potential. Step number 2 is the vision, how to create and dream for your vision. Now, I want to speak about step number 3, which is the one that changed my life. In step number 3, select your areas of focus. I used to always think to myself, let me analyze this more. Let me analyze, where do I want to focus? Take the time, do a brain map, do a sheet, start writing about it, start speaking about it with people, blah, 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 blah. But the more I was analyzing, I felt like I was paralyzed. And thus the term analysis paralysis. You don't really have to analyze anything too much. Whenever you want to think about what am I going to share or to do or to change today, start with the simple things, small things. You can go for example, for me, it worked body, mind, and spirit. And I did 3 circles of my life. And then in each circle, I would choose main interests that I want to strengthen. For example, in the body, I wanted to strengthen up or to add on strength training for myself. In the mind, I wanted to start exploring a bit more about the human behavior. That was for me. And then the spirit, I started practicing gratitude. Someone asked me what are my own powerful rituals. When I did this exercise, just simply drawing this circle, I started to notice that my rituals actually came from my needs. So go ahead, take a second, look at this, and think to yourself, what does my body need today? What does my mind need today? And what does my spirit need today? And the powerful thing about this simple exercise is that you would realize that the spirit has the biggest circle, and then the mind, and then the body. Because many times the rituals that you do, which is the core, the body, will lead to a better mind, will lead to a better spirit, and vice versa. So give it a try. I personally tried this, worked wonders for me. And what's beautiful about it is that I wasn't comparing myself to anyone. No one on my social media, no one that showed me that perfect life that they were living. I was only asking myself, what do I need? And how can I start rituals based on that? So going back to the steps that we were talking about, this was step number 3 that I wanted to highlight for you. Step number 4 is what comes after it. We discover the practices. So this is when we speak about routines. Yes, I know you hear a lot of people say routines are very important, and sometimes you ignore them. But how many of you, if you wake up in the morning, get yourself really ready in a very fast way and go to work, you feel yourself like something's missing. My day is not really the best that it could be. While in fact, if you give yourself only 30 minutes in the morning to do whatever you feel is good for you, assess yourself later on. Yes, the secret of success is hidden in your daily routine. Moving on to number 5, establish personal development goals. There are techniques and ways that really help you with that. I don't want to dive a lot into it, but I urge each and every one of you to really think, what am I doing today that develops me further? Number 6, set your schedule. I personally love using Google Calendar. Love it, love it, love it. I put everything on it to an extent where I put on my Google Calendar what time I'm going to be eating, what time I'm going to be cooking, and what time I'm meeting with friends. Now, this is not something that each and every one of you should apply. Not at all. Some of you might say, I prefer to work in blocks. Some of you might say, I prefer to work on timeline for the day. Sometimes it could be stressful because you're not sticking to it. Whatever works best for you, please do that. Don't follow the status quo that tells you, I'm right, you're wrong. That doesn't exist. What works for me might not work for you. And so I urge each and every one of you to look at step number 7 with me here. Monitor your progress. Why are we talking about that? Because if we're able to monitor our progress, let me shift to this slide here, we get feedback. What do I mean? A lot of times, especially when we are growing and developing ourselves, we're going on a journey, we tend to dive deep on a micro level. It's like when you're doing a puzzle, all you're focusing on is that piece that you want to put at this moment. When you get feedback, you get a macro perspective. You look at it from the outside. So let's say you started with a new ritual, you've discovered your vision, you've put it all, you've created a very nice sheet, you've put it on your wall in your room. The one thing that personally helped me was when I started getting feedback from others. How do you see my communication skills today? Have you noticed any change in me recently? I asked my family, my friends, people that surround me, have you noticed something different? Does it show? I take pictures of myself if I'm working on my physical appearance, for example. Because whenever you see results, they drive results. And feedback drives progress. So that's why I always urge each and every person of you, if you're trying something new, if you want to do something different, if you want to master your own life right now, the only way you can really do it is with others. And that's why it's so important to have people surrounding you in your life. Now, each and every one of you see on this screen that there are a set of questions. When, why, what, who, where, and how. That's a trick one. I want to ask you a question. Drop me in the chat box. Which one of these questions is not advisable to use when asking for feedback. Give it some time. Think about it. Which one of these questions is not advised to be used? Okay, yes, some people got it. It's why. The reason that we try to avoid the question why here is because why doesn't really give us an action-oriented answer. Why is more of a qualitative question. Whereas if I go ahead right now and I shift my life and I stop asking why, why did this happen to me? Why is this happening? Why did it happen? Blah, blah, blah. Why? Why is the sky blue? Instead of asking these questions, if I start asking to myself, what can I do to change? Who can help me to stay on track? Where can I go to get some help? How can I implement this in my life? I decrease the judgment, yes, from the why, and I increase my level of exploration. So next time you want to start thinking about growth, change, shift the questions that you ask yourself and questions that you ask others. Instead of asking them why, start using those other questions. All right, I think we have covered most of the things right now on the discussion. I want to open up for you guys to drop in what questions do you have before I keep going, because I know we're running short on time. Thank you everyone for adding so much to the conversation. I want to ask you, who out of you today thinks that you are busy? Busy bee. I'm busy all the time. Yeah, I'm always busy. Come on, show us new faces. I see some people in the background as well. Who out of you says that he's or she is busy? Busy and productive. I'm curious to know, how do you make that happen, Renee? I myself used to be busy all the time. All the time. All I think about is busy. And what I want you to know is that based on some really good explanations about the word busy, it means that you have a lot to do. You have no free time. That's the main definition of the word busy. While the word productive, on the contrary, means that you are completing or accomplishing something. So instead of filling up your time right now and saying, oh, I want to start by getting myself busy all the time and filling up my schedule, and Reem told me that I need to start putting some things into my routine. Before doing that, you need to replace being busy by the question that I asked you in the beginning: what serves me most? And that can help you be more productive. I'll tell you quick things that really helped replacing the word busy to productive. First of all, removing temptations. How many of you are guilty of using your phones, using your social media without really noticing how much time you spend on them? I myself do that, used to do that. So there's a lot of temptations out there, and it is something that we are all suffering from. One thing that I'm doing to myself right now is that I'm on a digital detox for a month. I deleted all of my social media platforms. Now, exceptionally, I'm here with you guys because you're amazing. But there's something that you can start doing. Remove temptations. Or maybe put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Whatever it is that helps you out, give it a try. Temptations can stop you from productivity. I'm going to go through this quickly. Second thing, make the mood right. Don't wait for the right mood. You will never feel like it. Trust me. There are days where you don't feel ready. You don't want to go for it. So if you don't feel like it, make your mood right. I always use the method of 3. So I tell myself, okay, 1, 2, 3, I'm going to go. 1, 2, 3, I will do this. So whenever I give myself that countdown, or 3 to 1, if someone likes it differently, I set myself for that mood. Again, everyone, this is not something that happens one time, something that happens each and every day. Think long term. This is what I mentioned in the beginning. Ask yourself, what are you doing today for tomorrow, for yourself. That will make you feel better. So if today I eat something that's good for me, I'm not only feeling it today, I'm also feeling it for later. And this also could be something that you think about for future generations. There was a friend of mine, that she works as a lifestyle medicine doctor. And she told me, whatever you are doing today, Reem, to yourself, your future generations, it's called epigenetics. Not only your kids, but the children of your children and the children of the children of your children. So 3 generations down will have them in their genetics. Can you believe that? Whatever I'm doing today has that kind of impact. So that pushes me to think a lot long term. Progressively build a productive routine. Don't start too big. Add maximum 3 habits. Have them set and then move on to the next ones. Don't go ahead and change all of your routine, all of your habits right now. Finally, who has heard of the 21-90 rule? Show of hands, show me in the text, show me your thumbs up. 21-90 rule. Anyone heard of it before? All right, I see someone heard of it. 21-90 rule. Anyone heard of it? You can give me a thumbs down if you've never heard of it. That's okay. Yeah, some people never heard of it. 21-80, that's another rule. Yes, there's a lot of rules out there. The reason that I'm mentioning this at the end is because I want you to know there is no rule that fits all. No one size fits all. No, not a single rule will work that you can apply in your life that works on everyone. So instead of thinking about what rule am I going to implement into my life right now, results lead to results. What results can I get right now in my life that can lead to more results? If today I can accomplish 1% result, that's the rule that I need. That's the one that will push me forward. So with that, I will wrap up. I know we took a lot of time. Thank you very much for everyone staying in. I want to remind you with what we started in the beginning. The key to mastery in anything is practice, and that's what we just discovered right now. The more we practice, the more proficient we become. So self-mastery, whenever we want to think about it, is not an act that needs to be done today. Because life in itself is 24 hours on repeat. That's it. So whatever if I can do today on repeat, that's what's going to make my life happen. And with that, I want to wrap up. I want to give some time for each and every one of you to go ahead, ask what questions do you have. I want to engage with you all, hear what you have to say. And I would love to share with you all in the chat box a small form that I always love to share whenever I'm presenting. Whatever feedback you have about today, please go ahead and give it to me. Write me your feedback, because that's the way that I grow. This part of my PDP is to ask you for feedback. So go ahead and put it down in the chat or write it down on this feedback form and give me your feedback about today. I'll stop talking. It's now your time to speak. Tell me, what challenges are you having with self-mastery? And what can we all support each other with today? Go ahead, unmute yourself, speak up. This is your time to shine. Thank you, everyone.
I feel that you're going to be starting to get a lot of love here in the chat. I see Hayan has her hand up, unless it's an old hand, but feel free, anyone who wants to speak up. And I think you had Anna who had a question before.
Let's go for that. Yes, what questions do everyone have for me? Thank you everyone for the love. Thank you for the support. What challenges are you having? Go ahead. You have a room filled of many people right now. We can all support each other and help each other. Go ahead, ask.
Hello, Reem. I hope you're doing great.
Hello.
It's been a long time. You were talking about cultivating your physical energy. It's something that I really suffer from sometimes. Like I set some certain tasks for the day and I get really productive. But sometimes, like upon finishing some certain tasks, I feel like I want to sleep, and then I kind of wake up, and then It doesn't happen all the time, but like it happens most of the time. So you said like sometimes standing up can help, or maybe taking a walk or something like that, but it's still challenging. So like, what do you recommend? What would you do in this certain situation?
I want to share with you something that's a bit personal. Thank you for bringing this up, Rayan, and to everyone in the room. A couple of years ago, I had a spinal cord injury, and I was bedridden for more than 6 weeks until I was able to walk again. And then I was able to walk again. I was wearing a body brace for more than 6 months. So in that period of time, motion was not really my option. I wasn't able to get up and move. I can't really stick to my current advice. So I started to realize the power of imagination that can go through your mind. So even if I wasn't able to physically move, I was able to move here as well. So what I did was visualization techniques. If you've never tried them, I would highly, highly urge you to give them a try. I started to visualize myself in somewhere that I feel good. I would visualize myself walking in nature. If that's something that made me feel good, I would visualize myself going somewhere that really brought energy for me. So in that experience, I can tell you from what happened with me is that motion was not only physical, but it was also mental for me. And visualization can take you so many places, trust me. So you can also give it a try. If you guys have never tried visualization, go on any YouTube channel right now, go anywhere and give visualization a try and see how much you can really move your energy just by visualization. I hope this answered your question, Rayan.
Yes, it's really helpful. Thank you so much for the tip. I'm gonna try.
Thank you for asking. I'm very happy to see each and every one of you participate with me today and to be here. It's such an honor to have you all with me here. Go ahead, ask what questions anyone else might have. This is your time, no judgment, safe space to share. What challenges are you having? What questions do you have? Or maybe what have you tried that worked? I would love to hear some success stories as well. Thank you everyone for your positive feedback. I'll give you a few seconds. Think about it. What am I going to do after today's session? So now you've heard me talk for a while. Take a second and think. When I close my laptop, when I close my phone, when I get out of this Zoom call right now, what am I going to do? What's the first thing that you want to do? Because if you go back to your life the way that it used to be, then I wouldn't have really done or fulfilled my mission. But if one thing, one tiny goal, one small thing you want to give a try after we're done right now, then that would be the first step for your self-mastery. I want to earn, to create a routine. To learn, okay. Be kinder to myself. Yes, please. Practice kindness, not to others first, but to yourself. Because you can never pour from an empty cup, and you know that. There was something that I saw the other day. I want to share one last thing, and I'll give it back to you, Neo, is that self-care is not really being selfish, because once you start practicing self-care, you realize that you're giving your utmost best to others and not what's left from you. So that's why every single time someone tells me, oh, self-care, why do you talk a lot about it? I'm like, yeah, I practice self-care because I want to give you what's best of me, not what's rest from me. I hope that really makes a big difference for you all. Love the energy. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. Work on self-discipline, mini goals, work on the PDP. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm tired. Been an hour. Please reach out to me. You can find me wherever you would like. Just use my name, Google it. You'll find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever you feel like being there. I'm here and ready to serve. I'll give it back to you, Neo. Thank you, everyone, for your questions. And hopefully we'll be able to make this happen again soon.
Okay, Thank you, Super Reem. So thank you. At last edition, you talked about the superpowers, and as you can see, I am actually starting to get up as well. We close about 66 times this week. Let's try to make it a little different. Thank you so much, Reem, for this incredible presentation. Every time you just drop some bombs, and a lot of notes we're taking here. So my paper is pretty full, and I love how everyone shared how they're going to be applying. And here Zita is sharing also your LinkedIn, and really go ahead and fill out the testimonial form, as it is true that it is super powerful. And we are here to help each other, help each other support and grow together. So again, I can't thank you enough, Reem, and everyone else who came here today. And all week, I see some people. So Phil, who was practically almost in the team, going to every session. Same goes for René. Same goes for so many other people. Thank you, Alicia, for taking the courage to be also with us on the screen here today. And instead of thanking everyone, I'm going to give the mic here to my esteemed colleague, Zita, who will be doing a closing toast. So, Zita, the mic is all yours.
Thanks, Nayo. I think you just did a really wonderful job, by the way. But before we do a closing toast, Reem, this is the first time I got the opportunity and the privilege to hear you. My colleagues have been always telling me how absolutely inspiring and lovely you are. And today, I totally see what they're saying. So thank you for your vulnerability, your honesty, your courage, and your insight. So thanks to all of you for coming in and giving us that energy. If you are drinking water, if you're drinking chai, if you're drinking tea, if you're drinking something stronger, no judgment. It is Saturday and it's your Saturday, and you can choose to have your Saturday however you want. If you guys want a second to go and fill up your glasses, I see Emily's going to do that. We're going to end off these sessions with a toast. And what's so important, and while I'm giving you all a few moments to do that, if you like, I'll just share this with everyone. Power Skills is a labor of love. The genesis of Power Skills started during the pandemic, when the concept of how do we stay connected and make our community still feel and see how much CATS loves and values everybody, how do we keep that going? And hence started the Power Skills. I am so impressed by my colleagues. I am so impressed by the caliber of speakers who gave their energy. I am so uplifted with the amount of energy and information and notes that I've taken. I can only imagine those of you who have come into session after session feel the same way. We have been able to offer this entire session free. The speakers also gave their time to everyone for free. I'm bringing this up because it is such a huge undertaking for them to give us their energy, and willingly and lovingly and with their knowledge bases, really to be able to share it to everybody. So we thank you. We thank all of the speakers, but we also thank such a beautiful community of our CATS community. Once again, we're here to serve. We're blessed to be able to do so, and really grateful for the chance to do it via whatever technology has permitted us. So while this has been a focus on how our lives will be post-pandemic and how we have had to adapt, one of the things we can be grateful for is that we have had a 4-day conference from wherever we needed to be able to be as productive as possible. So with that, thank you all for your energy, and wherever you come in from, wherever you're calling from, we're grateful. If you have a moment, I see Emily is back, so I'll take advantage. Let's raise our glass and just leave with some really wonderful vibes. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you are doing this with us, and that you've set some really great intentions, set some goals for yourself, and that you make it happen. You're the only one inside of you can make it happen, and we are here to support you. And I'm going to leave with this intention that whatever is within us, that we actually go forward and succeed and do it. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Santé.
Thank you all for joining Power Skills.